16 years ago in pop culture history, Mariah Carey put out the music video for Obsessed. So what better time to tell the story of the history of the beef between Mariah Carey and Eminem. We're gonna start the story in 2001. Both Mariah Carey and Eminem's careers were flourishing. At this point, Mariah Carey is about 8 albums in, and All I Want for Christmas Is You has been out for about 7 years now, so this is doing great. On the other hand, Eminem was about 3 albums in, one of which was the Marshall Mathers LP, and the other which is the Slim Shady LP. Well, fast forward to 2001, Mariah Carey says that she wanted help with her album, The Charm Bracelet, and Eminem says that romantic sparks flew right away. Mariah Carey, on the other hand, says that their relationship was strictly professional. Now, in May 2002, Eminem put out 2 different songs, Superman and When the Music Drops, and both of these songs suggested that he had been in a relationship with Mariah Carey and wanted to continue to be in a relationship with her. Eminem did help Mariah Carey with the Charm Bracelet album, but there is a song on there called Clown where Mariah Carey basically says that Eminem should have never insinuated that they had a relationship. Then she went on Larry King and says that they spoke on the phone a few times and hung out maybe 4 times, but they never dated. In 2003, Eminem goes on to tell the Post that he saved several long voicemails from Mariah Carey where it would confirm their relationship. She goes on to say that he's acting like they're in a cat fight, which is not a blatant denial, but we move on. 3 years later, Eminem reignited the beef with Mariah Carey with a song called Jimmy Crack Corn. In the song, he calls Mariah Carey a liar, and then later that year, he goes on Shade 45 Radio and says that the two of them dated for about 7 months. He says it did not work out because Mariah Carey was a diva and he was more regular. Fast forward to 2008, Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon start dating. Now, initially, similarly to Eminem, she tells People magazine that the two of them are not dating. Then later that month, they were spotted looking real cozy at rapper Da Brat's 34th birthday party. And then literally the next month, Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon got married after dating for a little bit less than 2 months. He says the two of them were just simply soulmates. And with this marriage, unfortunately, Nick Cannon inherited the beef that Eminem had with Mariah Carey. Eminem put out a song called Bagpipes from Baghdad where he essentially asked Mariah Carey why they had to break up and tells Nick Cannon good luck with a word that I definitely cannot say on here. Nick Cannon responded to Eminem on a now deleted blog post where he addressed Eminem as Miss Marshall and said that he was going to make Eminem regret that he ever disrespected her wife or even mentioned Nick Cannon's name. And from there, the diss track started. On June 16th, Mariah Carey released her single Obsessed, and then on July 15th, she releases the music video. Now, she came out and said that this music video is not about one particular person, but as we all can see, this very clearly looks like Eminem. 2 weeks later, on July 30th, Eminem releases a diss track directly aimed at Mariah and Nick. He details their relationship and says that if she keeps denying it, he will release everything that he has, including pictures and voicemails. The lyrics to this are pretty terrible, and I think there's a whole conversation to be had about how the entire rap community stood by while this white man said these things to Mariah Carey. Different conversation for a different day. That is the story of Mariah Carey and Eminem's beef. Now, I do not know if they made amends or not, but the last time either of them spoke on it publicly was around 2020. There are reports of Eminem apologizing, but shortly after that was reported, he publicly called her a nut job, so who knows, child.